Yo, what's up? I'm Eddie, and today, what are we going to be doing today? I'm going to be talking about something very special, and that's Joe's Mixtape 5. And I know what you're wondering. Hey, Eddie, doesn't Joe Gardner make those? Joe's Mixtape? And I'm like, you'd be correct. But, and another thing you guys are saying is, didn't you do a diss track on him? Yes, I did. You might be wondering, why am I making a video like this, okay? It's because his music is kind of grown on me, and I'm not gonna lie. I made the diss track because I just thought most of his music was garbage, but it's grown on me a lot. I'm not gonna lie, bro. His music isn't entirely garbage. I mean, my music's probably worse, but that's arguable. That's arguable. Anyways, so Joe's Mixtape 5. Why are we talking about Joe's Mixtape 5? What do I have to say about Joe's Mixtape 5? Well, I got one thing to say. 1, 2, 3, 4, and now 5 mixtapes by Joe have been dropped. And, yeah, that's really all I'd say. Most of the time, in fact, if I had to rank, like, Joe's Mixtape 1 through 4, I would have to say Joe's Mixtape 2, then Joe's Mixtape 3. Actually, no. I did the order wrong. Joe's Mixtape 3, 2, 4, 1. That's been my ranking for a long time now. Until he dropped Joe's Mixtape 5, which I'm not gonna lie, it might be even better than 1. It might be his best album yet. I'm not gonna lie. And I think everything that he's been doing up to this point has been pretty good. But I think Joe's Mixtape 5 is I wouldn't say easily, but I do think it's the best one he's ever made so far. And also, I checked his rap fame, and it looks like he's going to be making Joe's Mixtape 6 very soon. And it also has another subtitle, and subtitles are obviously going to be good because he actually has like a kind of theme going around throughout the album, which definitely helped Joe's Mixtape 5. Yeah, it's called Joe's Mixtape 5, Stoner Vibes and a Broken Heart, which makes sense. And he in 2 songs that you mainly focus on, like, you know, stoner vibes are meditation or medication. I forgot what it was called. I think it's medication. No, medicate. I don't know. It's something like that. Meditation. I don't know. It's, meditation. I'm just going to call it meditation. Yeah, meditation mixtape. And, of course, Legalize It Already, which are 2 songs he made that basically focus on the stoner vibes of this album. And there's 8 tracks on the album. 2 of them are stoner vibes. 2 of them are Broken Heart. And they are at the end of the thing. So that's like 4. So there's like 3... Wait. No, there's 4 other songs about other stuff. Which, the first one, which, low-key, I'm not gonna lie, the first track on this album was, I think, surprisingly a decent introduction to this album. I'm not gonna lie. It had some decent rapping on it, some decent bars. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty good. And, yeah, low-key, I'm not gonna lie, it's like probably like top 15 Joe songs. It's pretty good, actually. And then is medication, which it's not medication, but I'm just gonna call it that anyways. And basically, now, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, I think it's the worst song on the album. But I do have to give credit where credit is due. It's probably one of his most experimental songs that he's probably made. Basically, because he's like kind of singing and rapping at like the same time with like this like chill beat in the background, which like, yeah, it's definitely different. And even though I do think it's the worst song on the album, I do have to give it credit where credit is due. It is definitely a very experimental for Joe, and I feel like he could expand upon this thing that he just brought. Anyways, so next song after that is wait a minute. What was the next song on the album? Okay, I think it was I think it's Alliance of Misfits. Yeah, I think that's the next song. Oh wait, no. That's not it. No, it's Legalize It Already, which probably like the shortest song on the album. But I think what it did bring was pretty solid. And yeah, if anything, I think my main complaint with it is that it's just kind of short. So yeah, anyways, that's it. I mean, he did say at the end, it's just a little something, something. I'll probably add more to it later. Hope y'all enjoyed. But yeah, that's really all I had to say. Anyways, so next song, I think, is Alliance of Misfits, which is a group he has on Rap Fame that he made, and he uploaded on Rap Fame talking about how he was a part of a group, and then was making like I was about to say allegations, but no. Basically, he was talking about how he didn't really like being in the group too much, and how there were no chemistry and not really much good stuff really going on, and they were a really good crew, but he decided to leave it and make his own group, the Alliance of Misfits, where they all were band together and doing their own thing, right? Which I think is a pretty solid song. So yeah, that's also pretty good. All right, next song. What is the next song? Dang, bro, I forgot. I feel like I know this. I feel like I know what the next song is. Hold up. Let me think real quick. I don't know. Oh, hold up. Yo, I'll be back. I'm gonna go check and see what the next song on the album was, bro. Anyways, so I just checked, and In Love with the Game was the next song. And really, I think it was a good song, like the other ones here. I think the rapping was pretty decent. Also, I was really liking the beat on this. Oh, by the way, that's another thing I like about this album, besides the other ones, is that the beats like feel like they have like the same type of tone, but they seem different in like their own way, I guess. I don't know. And plus, I really like the beats on this album. I think my favorite one has to be the beat that was used for the Alliance of Misfits. I really like that one. And also, did I mention that this album has somewhat good transitions? Like, every song feels like it transitions into the other one, like, pretty decently. Which is something that wasn't apparent in, like, earlier albums. Especially, like, Joe's Mixtape 1 and 2. So, yeah, that's definitely one thing. And anyways, yeah, In Love with the Game, I think it was pretty decent. Not really much to say about that. Okay, next song is County Fair, which is one of my personal favorites off the album, simply because I don't know what it is, but the beat that was used on that is probably like one of the most different off the entire album, and it represents what a county fair feels like. That's like exactly what it is. That's what it represents. It like raps for like a minute straight talking about the county fair, which is surprisingly well. Decent bars on that track. It's like I said, it's probably one of my personal favorites. But anyways, now let's get to the broken heart part of this album. With the two last... Oh, hold up. Oh, I burped and coughed at the same time. Alright. Anyways, now the last two songs on this album are Casey Song Part 3 and Part 4. They might be saying, hey, where's Part 1 and Part 2? They're on Joe's Mixtape 4. Now, if y'all don't remember, Joe... or if you haven't even listened to the album, Joe's Mixtape 4 and Casey Song Part 1 and Part 2 is talking about how they met on New Year's and stuff, and how they kind of basically almost kind of fell in love, essentially. And, basically telling the story. And Part 3 and Part 4 takes a completely different turn than what we were expecting to continue. Basically, it's talking about how Casey, or the person, is leaving him on red, rescheduling dates, doing a bunch of stuff, ignoring him, and he's starting to get really worried, right? My biggest complaint with like Casey Song 1 and 2 is it felt kind of cringy and like weird, but for some reason the emotion was really captured on these last two songs, and I don't know what it was. It was just really good, in my opinion, at least. I forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah, and rapping like minute on end, talking about how he wants her to be his baby and stuff like that. Pretty good. Anyways, now the last song on the album, Casey Song Part 4, which where it ends off with her asking, or not really asking, but telling him, I think we should just be friends, and I think, you know, we'll be good as that. I don't know. Anyways, and you wanted something? He was completely fine with it. He has moved on, kinda. He has, basically talking about how he's gonna focus on himself, and if she ever wants to hit him up, she can do that. I think that was also a pretty good song. Every song on here is pretty decent. I really like this album, and I think it's probably the best album in his entire discography. But maybe that might change with Joe's Mixtape 6, because that also has a tagline, therapeutic, which already could bring meanings and good stuff to that. So, you know. Anyways, if I had to give the album a ranking, like 1 through 10, I think I'd probably give it like an 8 or a 9, bro. It's actually pretty good. Yeah, most of you probably wouldn't rate it that high, but you know, that's what I think, at least. And in conclusion, Joe's Mixtape 5 is pretty good. So that's all I gotta say, guys. So I guess tag Joe in the comments so we can see this video. All right, bye, guys.